G'day, it's Chris Skeen again, and this week I'm sharing with you my second tip for success, which is to take action. Now, if you listened or watched the video last week, you would have seen in my Secret of Living is Giving video about getting clarity. The first tip I'm giving to you is the 4 secrets of success I've learned from other people, and the first tip was to get clarity, to set your goal. Yes, I know we've all had it before, but and a lot of people do it. In fact, a huge majority of people get a lesson on goal setting, and they probably do get clarity for a period of time. So what is the big thing that's missing? And it's normally this tip, which is taking action. So like a New Year's resolution, we'll get clarity on what we want to do, but we don't actually take action. So my tip for today, success tip number 2, is to take action, and I'm going to give you a couple of little tips on how to do that. All right. So firstly, to take action, you've got to make that decision. You got to, you're clearly, I want to do it. Now, decision itself, I've learned, is in Latin it means to cut off from. So when you make the decision, you've basically got to cut off the other option. A lot of people don't do that. So they hang on to something. They go, I want to go down that road. This road's a bit easier. This is what's going to get to my goal. They don't cut that road off. They don't cut that string. They don't cut that cord. And so they leave that door just a little bit ajar in case this one doesn't work out. It's the word itself, you haven't really made a decision if that's the case. Okay, when you make a decision, it means that you're focused and that's it. I've got clarity and that's the way I'm going. Now, what I'm going to share with you is a tip I've learned recently that I call the 20-second rule. I've learned from somebody else, obviously, so it's not necessarily my rule, but it's about how your brain works. And human brains want to take the pain of least resistance. They want to take the easiest path. We're trained. Our brain wants to do that, so it doesn't matter sometimes how hard you fight it. You want to get up and do the easiest thing. So what we're going to do is put stuff in the way of the easiest path that gets us towards our goal. So if you think about this, okay, break it down again. You've got a goal, you're focused, you want to be successful at business, at sport, at your marriage, at relationships, at whatever it is, whatever your clarity is on, whatever your goal is on, then you've got to make the decision and take action. So why don't we take action? What happens in those New Year's resolutions? A lot of things that stop people is, number one, their belief. They actually start to second guess. It's all right to write it down and go, here it is, I'm going to make a decision and do it. But then they second guess themselves. They believe that they probably can't achieve it, or they just get knocked by people. So why do we not believe? And one of the biggest things is fear. Of course, you've heard all these things before. Fear, false evidence appearing real is what the analogy for it is. So fear, it's false. It's crap. It's all in your head normally, 99% of the time. So how do we take action? How do we get the 20-second rule? And one of the biggest things I've learned, and if you didn't do it in the first video, I'll tell you again, you must write down your goal. In the action of writing it down, putting it on a bit of paper, putting it somewhere where you'll see it every day. So an obvious place is a mirror, a car dashboard, not your fridge if you've got stuff all over your fridge, because it'll blend into everything else and you'll open the fridge door, you won't even see it after a couple of days. So somewhere smack bang in the middle of your mirror where you have a shave, where you brush your teeth, you can't get around it. On your dashboard, you can't get past it. It's sitting there, just don't cover up your speedo, or you might be doing something illegal, but somewhere there, somewhere where it basically hits you in the face. Okay, that's the 20-second rule. You're avoiding going somewhere else, or you're putting it. It's like the pebble in your shoe is another analogy. It's annoying you. All right. So do that and then read it. And on your goals, in your clarity, when you wrote these things down, and if I didn't say it in the last video, I'll say it again now, give yourself the big goal and a few little action steps to get to it. Normally four action steps. They're little things. And it might be 4 to get to this step and to get to the ultimate goal. Okay, so 4 little action steps that you've got to do every day. Now, every day. Yes, every day. It might only be something little. Just at least do one of them. If that just means to listen to something, to read 5 pages of a book, or for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, Saturdays, Sundays, hungover, not hungover, whatever it is, shit, you go to the mirror, crap, here's my thing, I'm going to do this every day. So, all right, run around. These are the guaranteed tips for success. Everyone who gets, I said to you last week, who gets from the 95% of people who are just self-employed or employees for all their life, all the people who get to the other side of the fence and become business owners and become successful and have 5% of the population and have 95% of the money, they've all done this. They've all got clarity and they've all taken action steps by repeating their goal, reading it out, and looking at it every day and being focused. So, it's really just having belief that this works, and you can go, yeah, bullshit ski. Well, if you don't believe, then I'm only going on what I'm learning now, what's happening to me now, and what I'm reading from successful people. And if you know someone who's been successful and who hasn't done any of these things, then I would like to know about it, because I haven't found anyone yet. So, if you're an employee and you're self-employed, even if you think you're a business owner, but you've got a heap of employees and you're trading time for money, you're still really self-employed. You're employing yourself because you're trading time for money. If you own 5 franchises, then you're a businessman, and this probably doesn't pertain to you. You're obviously going very well. But if not, then step 2, take action. How do you take action? You make it easy for yourself. You write on a bit of paper, you read it out. Might sound stupid, but read it out in the morning. Your wife might laugh at you while you're brushing your teeth. Read it out. You're reading it to yourself, and you're saying, I'm going to do this every day. And then, believe me, you'll be thinking about it, and you'll be kicking yourself. The next morning, I was just spewing. I didn't do that. I was thinking about it for the first 2 hours. These are the action steps. These are the things that make you in the top 5% of people in the world. Okay? Now, it's exciting how simple this stuff is, yet we make it hard. Our brain makes it hard because it's something new, and we go, I don't need to do that stuff. Well, just keep working for somebody. Keep on the 50-year plan. Work for 40, 50 years. If you're 45 or 50 and you want to work for another 20 years, then just keep doing what you're doing. But if you don't, get clarity on your goals. Know you've got to take action. So how do you do that? You decide the path that you need to do because you've worked out those steps. There's all sorts of ways you can do that. And if you need advice, ring me, text me, whatever. And then avoid the 20 or adhere to the 20-second rule and make these things easy for yourself. Whatever that goal is, think about it. Spend half an hour and go, why aren't I achieving this goal? It's because I don't like doing this. Or maybe it doesn't even line up with your values. Maybe the goal that you want, your mind, your heart really doesn't want it. So you might just second think about what actually really you want. All right? This stuff is phenomenally exciting. It's dead set. You can have whatever you want in life if you follow a few simple tips that, heaven forbid, we should have got taught at school, shouldn't we? So I love learning, I love sharing, I love giving, and I'm giving you some good advice that I'm doing myself clearly, and I'm learning from others who are successful, and it works. That's the exciting part. So believe me, get clarity, get focused, write it down, make that decision, and take action. Don't think, just do. Righto, see you later.